Hi guys, so I found a selfie stick. Who knew I had a selfie stick in my house? So that's what I'm using right now. So we'll see if this is like really wobbly or anything like that. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update. As you may know, my car died this week and I just spoke with the mechanics. They actually had to tow my car back to the dealership um, because when they, I guess, and I hope I understood this properly. If you guys are if my mechanics and the department is watching this, I'm sorry if I got this wrong, but they had to tow it back to the dealership because when they tried hooking it up to the machine thing to be able to figure out what was wrong with it, they had no reading, like nothing, not a thing, not this is wrong with the car, this isn't. It didn't work. That can't be a good thing. Um, so they had to tow it back to the dealership in the hopes that they magically have the right kind of equipment to be able to figure that one out. And thankfully, apparently they did. So it's now, I don't know if it's coming back to my mechanic now or if it is already back at my mechanics. I didn't clarify that. Anyway, but they are now going to work with, the dealership is going to work with my mechanic to be able to figure out, and then they said a whole bunch of car language that I don't understand. So none of this looks really good though. I'm thinking you're going to be seeing some videos on car shopping soon. Unless any of you like work for a car dealership or company that is willing to like sponsor me with a car. I don't know. Might as well put it out there. Might as well ask. So yeah, and it's going to be a whole ordeal because my son loves Nissans. You know that commercial that's on TV right now with the Nissan Rogue, I think it is? And somehow there's like all these monsters coming at it and all this. He is glued to the TV when it's on. And he watches the commercial over and over and over and over again on YouTube. He loves this Nissan Rogue for some reason. I'm not sure why. And then one of my neighbors, actually, their parents have a Nissan Rogue. So he flipped out one day after school because he saw, I guess when he was still on the bus, he saw the Nissan Rogue sitting like outside of the direct neighbor's house, and before he's barely even off the bus, he's like, "Mommy, Nissan Rogue," and I'm like, okay, he's gonna go inside and pop on YouTube and watch the Nissan Rogue commercial. Nope. He actually ran around the cul-de-sac on the sidewalk, so that was good. It wasn't on the road. And basically tried breaking into the car. So yeah, he tried every single door to be able to try to get into this car because he loves it so much. And he's like, Nissan Rogue. And he was like flipping out. So anyway, because I have, no qualms about going and asking people for things, I went in and, I went and knocked on the door and I'm like, is there any chance, by any chance, that like he can either sit in the car or I can at least ask you questions about the car because it looks like I'm gonna have to buy a new one. And because he's been jumping out of the car, if I buy a Nissan Rogue, then maybe that will keep him in the car. Mm-hmm. So anyway, long and the short of it is that we will probably not be buying a Nissan Rogue. They were actually about to sell it back to the dealership because of some problems that they explained to me that just didn't work for their lifestyle. And they were actually some similar, like we would probably have some of the similar issues. So that's not happening. But he got to sit in a Nissan Rogue, so he was very, very happy little boy. So I posted on my personal Facebook that I'm probably gonna have to get a new car, and I've now had 4 referrals to this one car dealership it's kind of in like a nearby but small town, if that makes sense. So I've looked on their website, and you know, they've got some decent trade-ins and used cars, and you know, with fairly good payment plans and all that. So um I'll kind of wait and see. I may actually have to rent a car to be able to get there, because it's not really something that's accessible by public transit. And so, and that becomes a whole other issue, is suddenly, you know, like, my city doesn't seem very small when you're driving around in a car. Um, but when you have to think about, okay, how am I going to get there, and how am I going to get back, and what am I going to be carrying, and all this kind of stuff, and trying to figure it out by city bus, it's a little more complicated to get around this town or this city. So you know, it's interesting. Now, thankfully, having said that, my wonderful neighbor, whom I've spoken of many, many times, and she watches my videos every once in a while, so hi, honey. She has been loaning me her car to be able to drop my daughter off at school and pick up. Normally, she does pick up my daughter from school and bring her home, but her son has actually been homesick. So she's been very wonderful, and has been letting me borrow her car. She let me do it the last time too, that there was problems with my car. She's just absolutely phenomenal, and she's good peeps. So give her some love down in the comments below. Unfortunately, she doesn't have her own YouTube channel. I keep trying to convince her, but whatever. Maybe I'll try to convince her to come on my YouTube channel one day. Ooh, leave that in the comments below if you would like to meet my neighbor. We'll do a meet my neighbor video, and she'll be so nervous, and it'll be awesome. Anyway, so she has been so wonderful in letting me use her car to be able to go get my daughter to and from school and all that. So and then my bio dad is actually going to come in tomorrow on Saturday to be able to get my daughter to and from karate, because she has karate, and again, it's in like an outskirt town to us that's kind of like, you kind of consider it to be part of this town, but to be able to get there by city bus, apparently it would be 1 hour and 10 minutes. And my son's home this weekend, and I just don't think that that's a wise idea. So my bio dad is going to come in, and there's going to be grandpa time and all this kind of stuff with the kids. So, but he's going to take her to karate, and she's actually going to be going for her next belt soon. So that would be pretty cool. So she doesn't really want to miss any classes for that. So, and then we'll, you know, kind of do parks and stuff like that for the rest of the weekend, I think. So, you know, we're not very mobile this weekend. So, and apparently it's supposed to be stinking hot too, so we'll see how that goes. But there's kind of a quick update about what's going on here, and specifically with my car. My poor car. Oh. What do you think the chances are of me getting another green car? Do you think that's a pretty good chance? I don't know. It just seems so right for a redhead to have a green car, right? Dear. Oh, dear. Okay. So I'm going to leave this now, because otherwise it's going to be really, really long. And don't forget to like and give my neighbor some love below, and let me know if you want to see if I can try to drag her into a video one time in one of the comments below. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.